In this example, we will graph the quadratic function, label the vertex and axis of symmetry. So the given function we want to graph in standard form is f of x equals x squared minus 4x minus 5. So since this is in standard form, that means that a is 1, the coefficient of 1, b is negative 4, and c is negative 5. So once we have a, b, and c, we can follow these 5 steps to graphing a quadratic function. So mathematicians have found this special pattern to help us find that axis of symmetry that goes down the middle of our parabola. And that axis of symmetry is always the vertical line, x equals negative b over 2a. So for ours, our axis of symmetry is negative 4 over 2 times 1. That's negative b over 2a. So that's 4 over 2 equals 2. So our axis of symmetry is the line x equals 2. So we know from graphing in chapter 5 that the vertical line x equals 2 looks like this, and it's an axis of symmetry, so we draw a dashed line, x equals 2. So now that we've graphed our axis of symmetry, we know that the vertex of our parabola is going to fall somewhere on this line where x equals 2. So in order to find the y value of our vertex, we plug x equals 2 into our function. So f of 2 equals 2 squared minus 4 times 2 minus 5. So now I'll simplify using PEMDAS. F of 2, I'll do my exponents first. 4 minus 4 times 2 minus 5. Now I will multiply. F of 2 is 4 minus 8 minus 5. And now simplify. F of 2 is 4 minus 8, which is negative 4 minus 5, which is negative 9. So we know our vertex is here down at negative 9, and that point is 2, negative 9. So now that we have our vertex plotted, we're going to find our y-intercept where we cross the y-axis. And that's pretty easy. We just plug in 0 for x. So f of 0 is 0 squared minus 4 times 0 minus 5. So these terms cancel out, and we're left with f of 0 equals negative 5. So our y-intercept is the point 0, negative 5. So I'll plot that here. So now we can reflect this point across the axis of symmetry. So here's my axis of symmetry. This point is 2 away from it, so there has to be a symmetrical point on the other side. I plot that. And now last but not least, I'm going to find my x-intercepts. That's when y equals 0. So that 0 equals x squared minus 4x minus 5. This created a quadratic equation I'm going to solve by factoring. Two numbers that multiply to make negative 5 and add to make negative 4 are negative 5 and 1. So now zero product property, x minus 5 equals 0, or x plus 1 equals 0. So that makes x equal to 5 or x equal to negative 1. So 5 and negative 1 are my two x-intercepts. And now I can connect these 5 points with a parabola U shape, which is step 5. Make sure yours goes through the point exactly.